Hi. Or let me put that another way. Hi. My name is... Well, I have a problem with my name. The people who created me, Michael Warman and Brandy Graff, did a pretty amazing job. I represent one of the most astounding feats of real-time computer animation to date. I can talk, I can sing, I can... Well, alright, I can't dance because I haven't got a body, but who's perfect? So what did they call me? Supremo the Magnificent? Zagarabanza the Completely Astounding? No. They called me Mike.
I think people will get that skilled at representing human faces that you will be able to make it indistinguishable. In fact, when we first did our work, we had it to a point where we had to back off in the lighting to make it clear that this is not someone who was shot, a real person like Max Headroom shot and then post-processed to make him look computer. And so I think it is certainly very possible in the near future to represent things that well.
I think if you do the lighting right, we can do that today. We've got about 10 seconds in one of our rehearsals, which most people think is live. I think we got lucky, but I don't think it was a mistake. I think it would be possible for these characters and creatures to express feelings, and I think it could be truly and delightfully obnoxious. I think if you go into your kitchen and you don't go to the refrigerator could grimace at you or try to attract you over to the refrigerator.
Tom, I feel my whole working life has been a crusade against the mere possibility of talking fridges. Is this really your idea of a great future? A world where fridges talk? Because if it is, I'll wake up. Then where will you be?
I'll still be here. Where will you be?
Back in the real world.
How would you tell?
Well, walls, ceilings, floors, and so on.
Can be very deceptive stuff.
What do you mean by that?
This.
What this is, in fact, is a package that holds two flat panel liquid crystal displays, fairly kind of medium resolution. And there's one for each eye. We look at those through very wide-angle optics. The idea is to try to match human field of view as much as possible. We can see about 180-degree field of view. These optics give us about 120-degree with a true stereo image. Okay, I'm looking at a computer-generated image of the actual lab that we're working in here. I'm seeing a monochrome, fairly simple database that we developed to see if we could do a life-size virtual environment. It's set up so that I can actually look around in all directions. I'm completely surrounded by the computer-generated image. It's appearing in true stereo. As I reach my hand out, I have an instrumented glove on it with which I can control a computer-generated model of my hand that appears to be where my real hand is in virtual space. So I move my fingers, virtual hand moves. I can make various gestures with the glove that are recognized by the host computer. For example, I can pick up virtual objects. I can make a gesture to fly through this space. I can grab objects. To fly, I have to make a particular gesture like that to make a menu come up. I make another gesture to trigger an item on the menu to enable flying. And then I make a very simple gesture of pointing with two fingers like this. And I can actually move through this space, move my viewpoint around, and actually I'm flying up out of the room, looking up, down from above, and if I just point my hand again, pointing the two fingers, I can fly slowly back into the room. Some of the more commercial applications of the technology we've developed here appear to be, certainly in the recreation and entertainment industry, this idea of entertainment or interactive fantasy, where literally a game player could become a character in
You could be driving your own character, or you could be creating your own character while you're playing the game. Of course, it would have to be fairly unconscious so that you weren't spending all your time just thinking about that. But you could be beautiful, or you could be ugly, or you could be a single point of light.
If we're going to spend all our time reinventing ourselves in a computer, what's going to happen to families and things?
I know what you're trying to say. When I were a lad, we used to make our own entertainment. We used to walk into living room and switch on the telly ourselves.
All right, so what do families do now, then?
My great fear with it is just if it removes people too much from real reality, from physical reality, from nature, etc. In the same way that living in a city does somewhat. There's a lot of fascinating...
People do it already. When people go together to go to a movie, they are in a virtual reality. What's different is that it isn't interactive and it isn't under their control. When you read a novel, if everyone reads a novel, in a way they are sharing a virtual reality. But it's visual environments and lands and characters in a manner that is convincing and yet is totally fantastic. I think that words are a poor way to show it. I think what you have to do is you have to do it.
Tom, are you there?
Sorry, I was just having a virtual cup of tea. It's all right, I've virtually finished it now.
Tom, Michael Warman just said that in order to understand this, you have to experience it for yourself.
Yes, very true. Bright man. Needs a shave, but he knows what he's talking about.
Well, I think I'd like to do that, please.
What, shave?
No, I want to try it for myself. I want to see what the current state of the art in artificial realities is.
Oh, why be so modest? It doesn't have to be the current state of the art. I mean, this is a dream after all. Why not take advantage of it? Very good. Your glove, sir? And sir's virtual reality helmet, sir?
You seem to have gone all obsequious again, Tom.
I know that sir secretly prefers it, sir. If sir will just lean forward a little, I'll wish sir bon voyage.
If we're good, we will also keep making contributions. Because we're not talking here about gizmos. We're talking here about changing the way we think
in the
and
medium
learn.
by which we can display this. I would predict by the early 90s that this will become a universally accepted method of communication and become dominant, even replacing linear television. That's,
this is a whole new sense. Interactivity is a sense in itself. It brings out whatever is special within the individual and allows them to put part of themselves into the story. Yes, I hope that everyone
that's one part of the equation. I think we're slowly realizing there's a second, and that is, what are we trying to say with all of this?
Links and quotations stretching forever to the horizon as a great literature that will expand. I think I know how Descartes felt. Looking at X and Y stretching forever as defining all mathematics and realizing that he was the first person to stand at the center, but he wasn't the center itself could be moved.
Those, then, are the prospects for tomorrow. And the outlook for the rest of the week is something we simply don't know at the moment. But for now, I'll say good night. Linear television is closing down.
You're watching Sleepcore. Pleasant dreams.
These computer-generated synthetic images may someday replace all that you've seen till now. Their astronomical cost still restricts their wide use, but tomorrow's magicians will have lots of new territory to explore. The revolution has already begun, though perhaps it'd be more accurate to consider these computer creations merely as one more tool to lend life there where makeup and models fall short. There are several steps in the creation of a synthetic image. First, the computer is given all the intersecting points forming the outline of the object to be designed. Then the shape is designated. And surface, texture, and color defined. A live model was used as a basis for the animation of the famous sexy robot.
Even in the year 3000, the question will be, what's for dinner? The answer will be in a package that saves energy, nutrients, and trouble. A package that can last the 3-year journey to Jupiter and back and back and back. Even in the year 3000, we see the brilliance of food in cans.
Advertisers are turning more and more to computer-generated images to sell their products. Here are just a few examples.
Technology from a company called TRW helps ideas get around. Because getting an idea from one place to another is as important as getting an idea. Did you ever notice that just when you think you see the whole picture, the picture changes? Technology from a company called TRW lets us look at our world in fresh ways. Because there's more to everything than meets the eye. You have to draw the line someplace, then cross over it. That's how new ideas start, how new worlds open up. Technology from a company called TRW helps chart new worlds. Today we draw the line where it has never been before. Tomorrow, we'll cross over.
It has evolved into the Vodafone. Vodaphones have been seen on the roads, on lakes and rivers, even in the middle of nowhere. And they can communicate with ordinary telephones, as well as other Vodaphones.
Can you come out tonight?
I'm afraid I'm tied up.
As more Vodaphones appear, we can only wonder whether the telephone is an endangered species. If you'd like to be in when you're out,
Television is also taking advantage of this technique for title sequences. Amazing Stories, the Steven Spielberg-produced series, is a good example. The sequence would have been incredibly complex to shoot in the usual way. The pictures that we have shown constitute more than a mere ode to the wonders of technology. They would be nothing. They wouldn't even exist were it not for the talent, creativity, and ingenuity of the SFX men. They are the true magicians of the silver screen.
At the third stroke, the times will be 8, 19, and 30 seconds. 0, 0, 9, 8, 7.
Before settling down in your easy chair to listen to this album, may we make a suggestion? Take your phone off the hook. Somebody might call during the next half hour or so and interrupt your fun. Moreover, you never know these days who else might be on the line.
Did you see the clip on the news the other night about the crisis in the computer industry? According to the hype, laid-back programmers in the 60s, probably under the influence of a bad trip on psychedelics, made a big coding error.
Never suspecting that they were writing code for the millennium, programmers entered 2-digit dates instead of 4 into the system operating instructions of computers.
This was thought to be a real groovy digital compression idea at the time. Until, that is, cyberculture slammed into the vector wall of the year 2000.
Imagine you're in New York at midnight on January 1st, 2000. You phone a friend on the West Coast where it's still 1999, and you get billed for a long-distance call lasting 99 years. Or you're planning to fly home from vacation, but the planes are stopped. Flights canceled because the air traffic control system is hopelessly fouled up. Or you find that your paycheck stopped coming in the year 2000 because your company's payroll system has crashed. Even the assembly line is halted. Computer expert Peter de Jager has been telling people those scenarios are not all that far-fetched.
But this is real. It's big. It's ugly. And there's nothing we can do to avoid it.
It seems like such an insignificant little problem. The fact that most computers, instead of using 4 digits to denote a year, use only 2. And it wouldn't be a problem, except that come the year 2000, most computers will call that 00. It seems that many computers will assume 00 means the year 1900, back to the future.
Unable to recognize the 4 digits in the 3rd millennium, computers will do the next best thing. Go remake and head straight back to the year 1900.
Resume program.
Just take that memory and put it aside for me.
No discrepancies noted.
Here's the big glitch. When the electronic calendars on many computers flip over to the year 2000, they'll register it as 00. And that can make the computers do all sorts of strange things.
Looks like it's 4 digits or a bust.
Or is it?
Maybe this news report doesn't have anything to do with money or computers, but is actually a metaphor for fear of the millennium.
Instead of being a time for a big celebration, the millennium could become a big zero, getting the brand new century off to a nothing start.
The more things are front-loaded by future pressure, the more society reaches into the grab bag of the past and spews out lame remakes and recombinant images.
Under the gravitational strain of the year 2000, culture retreats to the remake bunker.
Just like the operating systems of computers, the operating system of the 20th century has crashed into a remake loop.
Remake coding.
Remake coding.
For a remake culture.
For a remake culture.
For a remake millennium.
For a remake millennium.
As the year 2000 gets closer and closer,
the recycle cycle gets more intense. Remake cinema.
Remake martinis.
Remake faces.
Remake cigars.
Remake politics.
Remake love.
Remake music eras.
Remake fashion look.
Remake suburbia.
Remake flesh.
Remake cinema.
Remake love.
Remake music eras.
Remake flesh.
Suburbia. Remake faces.
Remake love.
Remake cinema. Remake music eras.
Remake fashion look.
Remake song.
Remake cigars.
Remake coding cycle.
Remake flesh. The TV report on the crisis in the computer industry says the millennium could be a big zero.
Could be? The remake millennium already is a big zero. For remake culture, that's the whole point.